Lee, a.k.a. Mr. Kreate Leverage, here with the Kreate Leverage podcast.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
This is the Kreate Leverage podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Lee, a.k.a. Mr. Kreate Leverage. This is the podcast where financial literacy meets social issues meets entertainment, and our ultimate goal is to uplift and inspire fallen humanity. All of my guests are special, so you guys are going to hear me say, I have a special guest today. Yes, all of my guests are special. But before that, I want to talk about something that me and a buddy of mine was talking about that we haven't, that I want to expound on. He said, if you can't feed a people, how can you lead a people? That was deep, huh?
Yeah.
If you can't feed a people, it doesn't necessarily have to be nutrition, but of course you need nutrition to survive and to lead. But if you can't feed a people with information, with knowledge, with the right guidance, with the right tools that they need to follow you, then why should they follow you?
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So if you can't feed a people, how can you lead a people? Me personally, I feel like I'm trying to lead, and I lead by example. I'm not faking. I give it to you guys exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I have an obligation, and to not be 100 would be misleading and would be false and phony. And that's one thing that I'm not, false or phony or anything of that nature. And I promote honesty, authentication, and real. And I advise you guys to do the same, especially if you're leading. Because I've been taught by some leaders that was not feeding me the right nutrition, as far as not nutrition for my body, but like nutrition for my brain, not giving me the right information, the right guidance. But I can't blame them because they didn't know no better. They were taught from their teachers some bullshit. So, but the good thing about it is, after the people that taught me, after we went through what we went through our life, the peaks and valleys of life, none of us are dead. Everybody is out of prison, you know what I mean? And for the most part, everybody is thriving. So shout out to my teachers that, taught me what they taught me, but didn't know no better. And I'm happy that y'all thriving, because we might not talk, but I see them on social media. And every teacher that I'm talking about, they're pretty much thriving. So we have a special guest today. All of my guests are special. We have Promise from Business Besties.
Hey. This week is just a little bit more special.
Right. Of course, because you're on the Kreate Leverage podcast, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. So you guys already know we like to start the podcast off with asking our viewers, our listeners, and our guests, how is your mental health? Get in the comment section. Let me know how your mental health is. We all know that mental health is a big issue. My mental health is good right now. I'm a little tired, but, more than that, I'm here. And me and Promise is going to continue to create this leverage, because that's what we do. We both create leverage in our life, and we both are positive examples. So, Promise, how you doing?
I'm good. Mentally, I am good. And then whenever I feel like I may be under a dark cloud, even a little bit, it's first thing I'm going to do is just go back to days where it was just bad.
Yeah.
So thinking about that to where I am now is just like, what really do I have to complain about? Because things aren't as bad as they was. So with that, I'm gonna keep my head up, keep pushing. Keep pushing. That's all you can do. Keep pushing.
So you saying that whenever you have like a downtime where you're going through somewhat of a mental health breakdown, you check yourself by saying, man, it was way worse than
absolutely
way back then.
I be feeling some type of way just having to just get out of bed like, dang, I do not want to go. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But then at the same time, I'm like, I remember where I was at when I was like, dang, I don't have the responsibility, the option to even do that. So now that I do, and this is something that keeps sticking to me, is like contradicting your manifestations. So it's like, how can I be trying to manifest something, but then in the same time letting my actions be a contradiction of that? So when I start thinking about that,
I'm kind of slow. You gotta say it a little slower. Say it again.
I do not want to be a contradiction
to
my manifestations. What it is that I'm trying to manifest. I don't want my actions to contradict that. So I want this, but then at the same time trying to catch every fast break, because that's what I caught myself doing, catching every fast break. Like, okay, I got an hour, I ain't doing nothing, I'm finna go to sleep. I got an hour, I don't got to do this. All right, I'm finna just be on social media, watch TV, whatever. That's what I like to do, but it wasn't getting me nowhere. If I use that extra hour and go a little bit harder, I done made progress. So.
And that's what it's about, progress.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. So, where you from?
I'm from San Bernardino, California.
IE in the house?
Yeah, definitely an IE baby. But I've been in Vegas for years, so it's home, but, Cali's in my blood.
So how was it growing up? Like, we don't want to, we want to know exactly how it was growing up. We don't want the good or the whatever. We want, how was it?
Yeah, growing up for me, well, in Cali, I was around a whole bunch of family. So I was the youngest cousin. I was loved. I was loved. There's nothing but love coming from my family, especially with me. And then moving out to Vegas, I wanted to be around people. It's me, my mother, and my sister. So I always was a girl's girl. I love being around smart women, beautiful women. I just love being around women, especially when I can learn something. Especially when I can learn something. So knowing that I didn't want to finish school, I went to college. I knew I just wasn't going to be able to finish. So I'm like, okay, what else can I do? And going back to what I'm used to, I get around my uncles, my aunties, those who just was willing to talk to me, sit down, tell me their stories, where they fucked up at. So now knowing where they fucked up at, I can make a different decision now. So doing that same thing, I got around people who were willing to teach me, willing to tell me their fuck-ups, how to do better, and put me around the right people. So it's all a give and take. You run into some people who are not solid. You run into some people who really don't mean you no good. But then at the same time, it's never a loss. It's a lesson.
It's never a loss. It's a lesson.
Yeah, I don't take no L's.
You don't take no L's? None.
No losses at all. Everything is a learning experience.
Damn. Never took no L's.
No.
I like that. Never took an L.
No.
Not at all. Message. Hold
No,
up.
for real.
You dig?
Yeah, for sure.
So, how long you been in Vegas?
How long have I been in Vegas? I've been in Vegas, do I remember? I want to say a little bit more than 10 years. I graduated in 13.
Damn, you a baby then.
I graduated in 2013 from Mojave.
Got you.
Mojave was cool. Wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, business besties.
Business besties. My girls. My besties, for sure.
So, tell the people exactly what is Business Besties. What
Business Besties is organized to inspire and uplift entrepreneur women, because that's what I needed at the time of creating the community. So I wanted just a group of like-minded women around me, people who was on the same mission as me, because my friendships at the time weren't given that. We would kick shit, we would just gossip, we waste money, we going shopping, we going to clubs, we doing a bunch of stuff that really don't mean nothing, not getting you nowhere. It's not serving no purpose. So I just felt drained. Like, I'm doing a whole bunch of things that have nothing to do with my goals. And I wanted to switch up a little bit. You know, I'm starting a business. Then when I started my business, not having support from people that I thought was my friends, like, you know, even though you starting a business would definitely inspire them to start businesses. So now I have friends who now want to start businesses, want me to support them, but I can't get that support.
Imagine that. Nah, I mean, I know all about it. Like, the people that I know, they don't support me really. But shout out to the people that do support me. So I don't want to take away from the people that have broke bread. And if you have supported Kreate Leverage in any kind of way, I do appreciate you. However, that it is people that you would think will support, but they don't support. But that's cool too, because when I bubble and I ball.
And because, like I said, it's never a loss. It's a lesson.
It's a lesson. Now I know.
So that only pushed me when I got strangers who owe me nothing. Right. I ain't never came through for them. I ain't never did nothing for them. For them to be the ones that support me and come through, be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna open my circle. I'm not gonna be so closed off to these select few of friends who aren't uplifting me in the way that I need to. Knowing that I'm just that person that's dependable. I'm reliable when it comes to fully like listening and engaging of what's going on with you.
So you're a good listener.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what inspires you to create the community.
Yeah, create the community that I was desperately longing for.
Got you. So how do you stay motivated to keep the community together? Because, you know, like, everyone have their own life, and how do you stay motivated?
My girls are my motivation because everybody is skilled in every different avenue, every different business. Everyone has a different set of skills, and that keeps me motivated. And then to see how close we are from the beginning of Business Besties, we do a happy hour every week. I'm sitting at happy hours by myself sometimes. So that would be discouraging, but to see the women and how they appreciate the community, utilizing the community, and then, you know, coming back, you know what, I'm so happy you put together this community because I need it really bad. Like, I was depressed, I was lonely, and that's exactly how I felt. So hearing that from the girls is just like, yeah, this is why I'm doing it. You know, it's much more than money, and I said it before. Like, if it came down to money, I would be doing something else. If it just came down to making $1, I would definitely be spending more time somewhere else. But it's more of the impact for me, because I know I've built a bond with each and every one of my girls that if I don't take off and one of them do, guess who they come to put on?
Say it again.
They gonna come and put your girl on.
Man, that's how you create leverage right there.
Exactly.
Oh boy. So, you ever thought about like starting it like nationwide, like really going big with it? Like,
absolutely. Heck yeah. And recently more so because I was at the barbershop with Twigs. He had brought down Congressman Horsford, and just talking about the things we need in our community, and we really were trying to give out some education about voting and stuff. So they were basically letting me know all the benefits that are out there. So there's a lot of benefits they give to nonprofits and small businesses, and that was heavy because I really didn't know all the ways that they were supporting the community. And now that I know that, it's like
And who was they?
Congressman Horsford. Well, there's the business incubator. So they just added a new one here in Las Vegas. So he's he's like, I want to work with you, but it would be a lot better if my community was established as a nonprofit. So my community not being established as a nonprofit, I'm missing out on opportunities pretty much. So I'm like, okay, so if that's what I got to do, then I want to go ahead and do it. So me and my partner, Shakira, she's my VP, we're working on ways to structure the community as a nonprofit. What does our expansion look like as far as having a headquarters? Because that's my goal, is to get us to where we have a building, you know, helping everyone in their business, a store, event space, meeting room, content space, like everything all in one location. Heck yeah.
I can join?
You can join. I'm trying to.
Man, don't be talking about, man, because I'll be trying to, you know what I mean? Well,
I definitely want to
if it's all women, then that's cool. Maybe I need to start all gentlemen.
Please.
You know what I mean? Because young men, they need a community to lean on. And how I met this young lady, remember what you're talking about. We're talking about you're in Twix and Congressman and the incubator. But how I met her was through networking. I reached out to a young lady, let her know about my new business adventure. She didn't reach back just then. At that moment, a week later, she said, you should call my bestie partner and gang and refer me to Promise. Call Promise, said what's up. She said cool, and I went to the event. I sponsored the event, and it was just beautiful how you guys were uplifting each other, and I didn't see any hate, any jealousy. I saw young, strong women that were inspired by whatever they were inspired by, and they had a community, and they were enjoying each other. So what was that? What was the name of that community? The gala?
It was our entrepreneur gala celebrating our 1-year anniversary. And another thing that's surprising is a lot of those women met each other for the first time that day. But since we have so many opportunities to connect, like in person and virtually. So they can come to master classes, training days, and a bestie roll call I do, and all three of them have a virtual option. So still, even though you can't make it out all the time to the things we have going on, you are meeting people through the video chat and being able to introduce yourself. So that helps kind of just break down them walls. So when we got there and it's our first time meeting a lot of each other, it's like, hey, you know, I already got a feel of your vibe. I feel comfortable already. We have a mutual understanding already. So it was just like, it felt like family. And you wouldn't even know that that's our first time meeting.
I didn't know that. No, I couldn't tell that was you guys' first time meeting. I thought that, you know, you guys, it was already, everybody knew each other. Everybody came in, shaking hands, giving hugs. I saw some people giving out gifts, danced together. You guys didn't need no gentlemen at all. Y'all enjoyed each other. It was tasteful, and I appreciated the community. I was like, I would like for my daughter to be a part of some strong women, you know, and it was women from all different nationalities. It's just not African American women. And so, how do you meet most of the women?
I prospect everywhere I go. So my girls know my favorite thing to say is I get out here and stomp the pavement, because it's just about getting out there. So anytime I'm out and I'm meeting people, I'm letting them know what I have going on, you know, and usually if they have businesses, they're like, I've built something that is, and I say this as humbly as possible, but I built something that is unlike anything we have here in Vegas. There is nothing like Business Besties here in Vegas. Even though there are other business groups, there's other things surrounding business, but none of them are organized like how I organized Business Besties. We come through heavy for each other. So it's just like I'm meeting girls on social media, and then I'm engaging, because that's a part of business, right? You got to engage. So I'm on women's posts, especially if I see you have a business. In my mind, you're going to go under a prospect column.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to engage with your post. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is dope. You know, like everything until eventually they start to reciprocate that energy. So they're commenting back. They're liking my stuff back. And once I see that it's there, then I'm right in the inbox. So I'm going to get right in the inbox. You know, you should come out to our happy hour. I think you would love this event. You know, whatever I feel like could suit them. But that's what our happy hour is for, to get people out. We're going to drink. We're going to have fun. And then we get to talk about our business. So I'm meeting people everywhere all the time. I go to Walmart and run into some prospects.
I'm talking about for real.
Nah.
No cap on.
For real. I mean.
No. I feel you. If anybody feel you, I feel you, because it's like me passing out I market how I market, but I also do traditional marketing too. Like I pass out my business card anywhere.
Yeah.
You know
Word of mouth. I feel like not everybody got money to spend on Facebook and Instagram ads. And then, really, I want everybody to know you don't have to.
Right.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it might help. But if you don't have no problem getting out here and using word of mouth.
Beating the pavement. What you call it?
Stomping the pavement.
Stomping the pavement.
You got to stomp the pavement. That's how they did it. That's how millionaires did it. Even if they didn't do it themselves, they would pay people to go out and do it. I'm not finna pay nobody to get out here and do it. I want to make a connection with you so you have trust to shop with me. And I feel like that's important. Create trust in your audience. These people should know you a little bit personally. Even a little bit. I want to be able to say, oh, how's your family, right?
Right.
I want to be able to say, how's your family? And then let's get down to business.
Right.
If you don't have that relationship, then it's not really a trusting relationship.
Word. I like it. I hate when I do this. I do this every show. I was going to ask you something, and it was important too. So, where's your goals with the Besties?
Like I said, our community center, that's top priority, is to get us a community center. Once that's established, I definitely want to move out of Vegas. So move out of Vegas. So I feel like once that's established, I done did everything I could do in this state and go ahead and push it somewhere else. I want to expand Business Besties, but I have to. Business Besties is everything to me. So I have to be wherever Business Besties is going to plant a new community. So if I'm going to do a California branch, I'm going to have to be in California, get it started, and then maybe go ahead and transition. So that's just how it's going to have to work, because it has to be different from everything else. There's a lot of communities that are doing similar things, but the heart is different. You know, I'm putting everything into my community.
So you're basically like uplifting women.
Yeah, heck yeah. And then they uplift me, so it's like we're doing it all for each other. We know what we want, and we know what we're deprived of. So we don't have enough people supporting us. We don't have, the funds to do the ads and all this. So working as that for each other. I have a team, and it's because my girls are skilled in all those areas. So I have people who are just real more into social media as far as like the wordplay on how to get people to engage. So yeah, I have a vision for my community, but I lack in that area. So that's where one of my girls, especially one of my leaders, would step up and be like, okay, this is the perfect way to lay this out so we can get engagement, and and we do that for each other.
That's the beautiful thing. So that's like if you have a reach of, let's just say 2,000, your bestie girl has a reach of 3,000, your other bestie girl has a reach of 5,000, 10,000. Next thing you know, you got a reach of 500,000 people plus.
They hear me say it all the time. If we're sharing each other's audience, not only that, we're sharing each other's knowledge. We take the roof off the building. Literally, we lose the cap. Cap is officially gone. I got my following. They know about me. They know what I'm doing. What else is there? let me utilize my bestie and her audience. We're working as brand ambassadors for each other. I'm promoting yours, and I tell them all the time, it's a lot of stuff that I don't do. I got nail techs in my community. I'm not a nail girl.
Right.
You know, lashes. I'm just not big on stuff like that. And people outside, I don't want to say, outside of entrepreneurship, they don't really understand the importance of just sharing, using word of mouth. Like, I don't have to be the person to buy your products all the time, personally, because I don't use them. But that should not stop me from being able to say, oh, I like your lashes, girl, but guess what? I got a girl who's going to slay you, okay? Yeah, your esthetician might be really good, but my girl, she going to take care of you right, you know? So it's just like that. It's so easy, and we come through for each other in a way that we just can't get nowhere else.
And how long have you had the Besties?
We just had our 1 year anniversary, September.
1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that accomplishment?
I get full, like my whole body gets full of just love, just because we came a long way. Like I said, I've spent happy hours by myself. In the beginning of Business Besties, when nobody would show up to our happy hour. And I'll be there, sipping me a drink, have me a little, we used to do a Bahama Breeze every week. And I wouldn't even trip, because I like being there, have me a drink, eat good food. Happy hour is $5, so I wasn't even spending nothing really. And just coming now to where I not only can count on women to be there, but also if there's anything going on with me, let's say I'm human, something might come up, I might be running late, one of my besties is going to step up and say, you know, this is what we got going on, she's going to speak for us. Like, it doesn't fall on me. I have my team, I got other girls who already understand the vision of the community, and they're going to run it like theirs. I never claim Business Besties as just being mine, because without the team, without everyone, there's no way I would have been able to push through this whole year.
Hold that thought. We're going to go to a commercial. This is the Create Leverage. We got to pay the bills. We got to pay the bills. This is the Create Leverage podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Lee, a.k.a. Mr. Create Leverage. We're Promise from Business Bestie, and we'll be right back. This is the Create Leverage podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Lee, a.k.a. Mr. Create Leverage, and we shall continue. So, let's talk about this 501c3 that Mr. Robert Twix Taylor and Mr. Congressman Horseman?
Yeah. Horsford. Horsford.
Horsford.
Yeah.
Democrat, Republican?
Democrat.
Gotcha. You a Democrat?
I am Democrat. Yeah, I'm looking into.
See, on this podcast, we talk about everything. Ain't no such thing as we don't talk about politics. We talk about everything. So you're a Democrat. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm looking into becoming independent, but I'm really just trying to educate myself first. Got to get the education. I was telling them that I was telling Twix, Congressman Horsford, and Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, that this is my first year voting. This is my first year voting, and it's because I didn't really see where the benefits or the importance of it before.
Man, not to cut you off, I'm so sorry. That's so crazy that you said that, because in our community, that is a cliche that we all suffer from.
Yeah.
Now, is it true? I don't know. However, we still got to put that work in. And I feel so bad, because I know the importance of voting. I know the importance of your voice being heard.
Yeah.
But I've been so busy, and I donated to Robert's campaign. You know what I mean? I donated to him his campaign because I like what he stood for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I lean more towards the Republican side because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. So I had to educate myself on the difference. And when you say education, that is huge because once I understood the difference between Democrat and Republican, socialism and capitalism, I had to draw the line.
Yeah.
Now I donated to him because I like what I like him. I like what he stood for, and I want to see a black man in position.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank. You know what I mean? But I'm more of an entrepreneur. I mean, you know, and that's just the position that I take.
It's a lot of what I learned. Pretty much, it's like I didn't see the importance until what I'm buying property, establishing businesses, establishing a nonprofit, doing those things. That's when it's like you need to know and be educated really to be able to hold these people accountable. Republican, Democrat, you need to be held accountable for what your promises are. So that's first. We can't hold them accountable if we're uneducated.
And not only that, more than the Republican or Democrat, we need Congress.
Yeah.
Congress is very, very, very important to the needle getting pushed because they're the ones that passed the law.
Yeah.
That's like Obama. I was upset with Obama and his productivity was given to the black community because we expected for him to do more than what he did. And I was so unsatisfied until yesterday or the day before, I heard a song. From off of the radio, and then I Shazammed the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't remember the song.
Dang.
But we finna tell y'all the song right now. Hold on. No, for real. No. I want everyone to go listen to the song. It is called Yellow Pain. The artist's name is Yellow Pain. My Vote Don't Count. Yellow Pain, My Vote Don't Count. And if I would have knew that we were going to do this, I would have put it on here so that we can listen to it. Yellow Pain, My Vote Don't Count. And he has so much information, and he was so educated on what it is. The Congress, Obama couldn't do anything without the Congress. Everything that Obama tried to do, and I heard this, everything that Obama tried to do, they shut it down.
Yeah.
Congress shut it down because the Congress had the majority at that time in Congress. And so, excuse me, the Republicans had the majority. It has to go through, Congress has to pass the law first. So people just know that the bill get introduced to Congress. Congress has to vote on the law. It gets introduced as a bill. And then the bill gets, if it gets passed by Congress and the president signs it, then it becomes law.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes law. So Obama was pushing. He was trying to push, but he can't push because you have it's in America. You have the three branches. You have we're a democracy. So the majority wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. So more than voting for the president, every 2 years you need to go and vote for the Congress in your area.
Yeah.
Do your homework. Go. You have to go vote for the Congress. And when you listen to this song by Yellow Pain,
What is it? My Vote Don't Count.
My Vote Don't Count. Oh, that shit so deep, bro. That shit so deep. 501c3. That's where we were. So you want to 501c3 and make your business.
Yeah, I want to make Business Besties a nonprofit, and I already had a bunch of stuff going on in the community, just things I was putting together. So I got a membership, a VIP Besties membership. They get a free master class. I do a master class every month. We ended up doing the voters literacy master class, and that's how I kind of got in the field of meeting with the congressman and all that, just because I had to do my research, not only to know so I can vote, but to have the knowledge I need to be able to convince my girls that they also need to be educated in voting. So that's how that started. And doing my research, I went to a Republican mixer networking event, then I went to Democrat networking event, and I kind of just took notes on both what we need to do better, then also what my takeaway was. And it was just that. It's like I want to have my nonprofit, and owning property is probably the most beneficial thing we can do as a black community. Buy property. Buy property. Go buy your property. There's no reason why we should be paying rent, supporting somebody else, they dream home, putting their kids through college, because that's usually what they're doing with their funds. No, we need to be buying property, and then if something happens to you, then it makes it to where that property goes to your family. And but
big facts, buy property.
Yeah, buying property. So that's just the next step, was to get our nonprofit together and grow Business Besties to where we're a household name. That I was telling Congressman, and Twix is actually my mentor. So Twix is my mentor, and that's pretty much his first task for me, is to establish my nonprofit. Once I get that established, we're going to work on credit.
Most definitely. That is some good advice that he gave you to make it a nonprofit. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Like the idea to create the community at first is also a brilliant idea. To uplift women, to bring like-minded women together, to promote women empowerment. I'm all about, I like people that have risen up against oppression.
Yeah.
And women are one of the groups of people that have risen up from oppression. So when I see women thriving and women empowerment, me as a man, I don't get jealous or envy and want to oppress them more than what they are already have been through. No, I'm all about, because I've been oppressed before.
Yeah.
So I want to see someone that has been oppressed. I want to see them thriving, especially if they're not no threat to me. They're not an opposition, you know what I mean? And they're just in their own lane trying to create leverage, because really that's what Besties is. You might as well call Besties create leverage.
and it really is, because I want Business Besties to be so big to where our members can use Business Besties as leverage.
Right.
Like, me being a Business Besties member, same thing I use with Twix. That's why I'm so happy he's mentoring not only me, but he's selected a couple of us to mentor. So it's being able to use his name when I'm going out and doing certain networking events automatically kind of gets me a little bit closer in that door.
A little bit more leverage.
And it's up to me to...
A little more leverage.
Exactly. So it's up to me to kind of push myself in there and pull my seat up, but I have help now. So I want that same thing for Business Besties. Once you say you are a Business Besties member, I want you to be able to have that door open, right there for you, just by saying you a member. So that definitely is the goal. And
that's dope.
We real close.
That's
we real close.
That's real close. I like that. I think you guys should do, yeah. And you have a good mentor.
Yeah.
I like what Mr. Robert Twix stands for. I like that he has. I know a little bit of the different stages that the young man that he came along, and that's what it's about. It's about evolving and growing up and trying to be an influence and trying to impact. Like we message each other on Instagram sometimes, right? I hit him with something, he hit me with something. And every time I hit him with create leverage, like I might not hit him with create leverage in a while, and then I hit him with, man, that's how you do it, man. That's how you create leverage. I know he like, oh man, I love that create leverage, because he always hit me back. He be like, man, I love that create leverage. Yeah. But yeah, so you're being mentored by a man that has a direction, and why not follow a man that has direction? Because you definitely don't want to follow a man that...
Man, I mean, I know there's other people that are just like me. It's like we don't. I mean, it wasn't. I could have stayed and went to college and built up all this debt, but I really didn't feel like I had to, just because they're not teaching me really what I need to know. We're going around it, but the most important part, I feel like, is being in the field. That's where you really gonna get the knowledge you need to. So like I said earlier, I was that kid that sat around the old heads in the family and soaked up all the game they was spilling out. That was me. So now it's just my blueprint. It's my blueprint to learning and getting into different circles. Like, let me figure out what's going on. I told you I went to the Republican networking mixer. I was the only black girl there, only black person there.
I'm like, I excuse me, not to cut you off, but I go to networking events all the time, and I'm the only black person. But I kind of like see it, but I really don't, because as soon as I go in, I immediately get to work.
Yeah.
I just, how you doing? My name is Kevin. You know, I do this, I do that. You know what I mean? I see it, but I don't see it. But go ahead.
So now actually going through it when it's done. So the level of difficulty before you do something be this high. But once you get it done, it's just like I done did it already. It wasn't that bad,
right.
you know.
That's like how you was nervous. That's like how you was nervous before you came on the podcast. She was a little bit nervous, man.
But you just got to get comfortable and get to talking. You know,
right.
talking about the things that I be thinking about that I talk to with my VP and all that. But I was the only black girl there, and at first I was just so nervous. But then I feel like once I did introduce myself, I let them know what my agenda was. It's like all the walls came down. Like, dang, we didn't, even if we did have a preconceived notion of her before, all that is gone now. So
I can imagine that sometimes people can be judgmental when you go to these type of events for whatever reason, or not. They might not. But once you get to talking and once you get to expressing your position, and then they get to, when I go to these events, like, the people are warm to me. Now, I don't know if it's a double-edged sword in their mind they're thinking this, or they're really evil person. But when I go to these events, it's like everyone is here for the same reason.
Yeah.
They're all trying to create leverage. They don't know it in that term, but they're all trying to see how can they benefit off of one another. And sometimes they don't even want to benefit off of you if they can't benefit off of you. They might just give you the resource because that's just what they do at that community. Yeah. Like, I get that a lot. Like, sometimes I might go to these networking events and I can talk to someone and we have our business does not align with each other. We can't benefit, but they might recommend me somewhere else. I've only experienced warmness at these networking events, and I advise everyone that wants to really create leverage in their life to get involved with people that are in networking communities that are doing something different than.
I'm heavy on it. Like, you will see me everywhere because I'm at any and every networking event possible, just because I do not want to rely on social media. Right. I want to make that connection. If you see my post,
you want to beat the what?
I want to stomp the pavement.
I want to stomp the pavement. Word up.
I'm gonna be stomping the pavement because it'll be different. You can see my posts and they'll scroll right past it. I realize people barely read. People don't really read as much as they should. They gonna go with the color scheme first. If the color scheme match up to their liking, then maybe they might tune in a little bit. But they're not reading as much. So the only thing you can do really is connect in person. Let me tell you that'll resonate with them. You can handle that a lot better than just relying on them to read a post or, stay connected during social media. I'm going to give you a connection in person that, for me, I feel like it can even be reluctant. Even me coming out to certain events, whether or not they like or feel what I'm doing is beneficial to them, they'll reluctantly even support me because of me going out of my way to support them. And I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Most definitely. You'll be surprised. So you went to the Democrat and Republican?
Yeah, I went to 2 different networking events. The Democrat and the Republican event. The Republican was a speakeasy, so they do one in Henderson and Summerlin, so that was cool. And then the Democrat networking event was at the Walnut Rec Center, so Twix actually spoke there as well, and it was good. I just want more of our youth to participate. I'm the youngest person. I'm 28, and that's bad. I feel like that's bad. I'm 28. This will be my first year voting. I did vote the other day, but
that's dope. Because I remember I called you, and you were like, we were supposed to do the podcast on Tuesday. Yeah. And I called you. Was like, look, I'm going to vote. You was like, you're going to round up a few of your girls.
Yeah, then I got to get people out to vote.
People out to vote.
We stood out there. I worked with.
Who'd you vote for? Like I said, this is the Kreate podcast, man. We ain't holding nothing. Who'd you vote for?
Who'd I vote for? What? I was really paying attention to the judges. I want to make sure the judges that really put more pressure down on black men and women, making sure I'm using my voice to make it a little bit harder for them to get office again, because that's another part of it. We're voting for school district, we're voting for judges. So while if you know a judge is lenient towards one race, then they not playing fair. Let's get them out.
For sure.
So it comes down to a lot more things, and that's why I feel like people need to understand education. Like, no matter what the conversation is, it all comes down to educating yourself. You have to be educated, and then be a free thinker. Oh,
be a free thinker.
We need to put that on the front right here. Be a free thinker, because you can go based off of everyone else's opinion, but it goes along with who they are and their background. If they didn't have to struggle in this area, it's not going to be important to them than how it would be for you. So educating yourself, that's just first and foremost. I ain't going to say who I voted for. I don't want to turn nobody off.
All right, cool. All right,
but you can bypass all of that.
You got the right to refuse my questions at any given moment, you know what I mean? Because I'm going to ask the question, because that's just what it is, you know what I mean? And you have the right to keep it.
Hey, just educate yourself.
Educate yourself.
It's not a lot of words.
That's the answer to my question. Just educate yourself. Educate yourself, and then you make your own decision. And if you want to keep your decision private, you have the right to keep it private.
But yeah, for sure, because we just got to know these things. And as a black community, we get mad because we aren't heard, and then at the same time not utilizing our voice. So it's just like, at that point, you got to make some changes. You got to do something.
Yeah, that's, I feel so bad that I didn't vote, but I was just so when you told me that you were rounding up your people to go vote, I wanted to say, okay, look, I'm going to come with you guys. Or, you know what I mean? But I didn't do no research. I didn't do any research. And I should have been paying attention. So this teaches me for next time. Yeah. So it's not a loss, because we don't take L's.
You're not taking none.
None. This teaches me, because I should have knew that the midterms were coming up, because Robert was running. You know what I mean? Right?
He didn't run this time. But
no, he ran. He just was running.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I should have knew that this was coming up, but I didn't even pay. I was just so busy trying to get in position that I didn't even pay attention, and I should have been in there voting. Not only that, but next time, it's not an L. Next time, I'm going to be more involved with the voting process and with educating the people and let them know how important it is. Whether it works or whether our vote counts or not, we still have to put up the best fight that we can with going in there and at least voting.
we have to utilize our voice. One, because the black dollar circulates more than any other demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Ours.
Mm-hmm.
We make the least amount of money, but we spend the most. So as soon as we get paid, we blow it. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and other nationalities don't have that issue. They know to save, budget. They don't have that urge to buy the fresh new Jordans that's dropping out every month. So, you know, so in our community, knowing that our dollar is keeping this country alive,
mm-hmm.
right? Because we're spending it the fastest. We're not holding on to our money like.
And not only that, the black race is the number one influencer on most nationalities.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just is what it is.
Absolutely.
These are facts. That's why you see a lot of people using certain terms that they shouldn't be using because of whatever reason. But
yeah,
what you gonna do?
I learned a lot when with my voters literacy masterclass. I had Brian Harris come, and he's also one of my mentors. But I had him come and give us a masterclass, and he endorses a lot of the judges and people running for Congress.
Mm-hmm.
So I had him come, and he talked to us really.
What's his name was?
Brian Harris. So he runs Black Book Media, and that's who I was giving out waters and chips to when we voting at the Pearson Center the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So he came and talked to us mostly about black citizenship, because we do have that influence. So if we actually utilize our influence
mm-hmm.
for one agenda, like let's bypass everything else for right now and just focus on what we need in our community.
Mm-hmm.
What we need in our community. We don't have to worry about black men going to jail if we focus on giving them better jobs. You know, we don't have to worry about breaking up households if we, you know, are providing more of what the community needs to prevent all that, you know. So let's focus on one solid agenda and get the black community as a whole on the same agenda. But we end up being split up here, there, all. It doesn't matter. Let's just focus on one agenda and push that. If we did it, our laws and what we want will get established just as quick as the LGBT community. They work as one accord. And that's one thing that we're missing in the black community. We aren't working for the purpose of our community as a whole and sticking to the agenda. Even if we do get one, two, couple people in there willing to push for us, we don't back them. So we have to back the people who are actually in the rooms to make things happen for us, fully back them. Utilize your voice.
Man, that was well said. Because I feel the same way. I feel like, for example, protesting, right? Do protesting work? I don't know. You know what I mean? Do I think it work? No, I don't. However, what I do believe is it could work.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I would do is I would get one person or three as the representatives of the people. Mm. And I would go to the Congress or whoever is in position to make the decision, whoever is in position to make it shake for us. Mm-hmm. And I would say, look, we got all these people that's going to move and push for this. We're going to vote for you, but we need you to do this in exchange.
Yeah.
Instead of picketing down the street and, you know what I mean, all that.
And we can't just stop there. We got to do it all, because that's what Brian Harris does, since he's already connected with those people.
Hold on. You talking about picketing in the street?
Yeah.
I mean, only way I say do it is if it's a recruiting mechanism. We picket and then we recruit and say, look, we got these people, man, and this is what we need, and we're going to go talk to Congressman up over here. Mm-hmm. And this is what we're pushing. As far as like just picketing down the street and I don't know if that's effective or efficient.
Yeah, I would just say, just because I march for the women's rights, them trying to even think they want to take away abortions, especially here in Las Vegas, we were out there so deep to where they know they would have a problem doing that in Vegas.
So you're saying that with you guys out there, let me finish the question. So you're saying that with you guys out there marching and protesting, letting your voice be heard, that it was effective?
I feel like it was.
Okay.
I feel like it was, just because we literally took over the strip. So having those same people say they want to take away abortions, those same people would be out there making an issue out of that.
That's cool. Not to cut you off. That's cool. That's cool. I'm not saying that what you guys was doing is not efficient. What I'm saying is do that, but also have a representative go talk to somebody that's in position and say, hey, look, we got these people, this amount of much influence, this amount of much power. We gonna vote for you. We gonna put you in there. But this is what we need. We need for women to have free right, free. This is what we need. So just take that into consideration. And it could be you.
I was saying do both. We don't want to leave nothing.
No. That's what I'm saying.
We need to do everything possible.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you vote. I'm saying you go pick it. You go pick it.
Yeah.
But you also utilize it for all the resources that it could. You use it for a recruiting, and then you have this one person or these three people go talk to you. We have you as the leader, as a representative of the community. Go talk to that congressman and say, look, we got all these people. We're going to vote for you, but we need for you to do this. It's the same thing what you're saying, but I'm just adding a little bit more to it.
And anything we do, as long as we show up in numbers, we can make it happen. And that's why it's so important for us as a black community to come together and then stick to the same agenda. Like, let's take it a step at a time, but focus on the agenda. We're not leaving that off the table. We're not pushing that off. It's just sticking to the most important thing we can accomplish right now. Push that. Once that's in the door, then we branch it off. Then we go ahead.
This and that.
Then we can go ahead and start making things happen. But we have to show up in numbers, because the numbers be scary, and that's why protesting for me does do something. Showing up in numbers means you can't mess with us.
That's why I said what I said. You are basically saying exactly what I'm saying. This is the Kreate Leverage Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Lee, a.k.a. Mr. Kreate Leverage, and I am with the ambitious woman of the hour, Miss Promise, period. My daughter be doing that. So tell the people what you want to tell them about the Besties and what you guys got going on, where you guys want to go, where you see yourself, all of the tea.
Business Besties is a community of entrepreneur women. So everyone has their own individual businesses, but we come together to uplift, support, and encourage each other to keep our businesses going. One thing that's for sure is it's hard being an entrepreneur, especially with no support. Let's keep our businesses established, for one, and growing, because we can come out with a product all day long, but if we don't have the proper support, it doesn't last long. We're back to square one. Go ahead, find a job, get back to the status quo. But to keep pushing and go beyond, we're offering support, motivation, encouragement, so you have all the tools needed to keep and grow your business. We want financial freedom. We want, daily sales. So that's the goal. We're working as brand ambassadors for each other. We just got to 1,500 members on our Facebook group, Business Besties LV.
Trying to be a part of that, man. Shoot, man. I'm playing.
And we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary. So I'm really proud of my girls. It's so much we do. We do a networking happy hour every other week, so at least like 1 or 2 a month. It's the holidays, so we're trying to keep it light right now. But we got one on the 11th at Cork and Thorn. We got
shout out to Cork and Thorn, man.
Hey,
what spot? You know what I mean? Where you be going?
We gonna be there Friday.
My days, straight up.
We'll be there Friday. That's 11/11. So I feel like it's definitely gonna be good vibes. It has to.
11/11. So that's today, right? What's today?
It's tomorrow. Today 10th. Yeah.
Oh, today 10th.
You almost had me shook.
Right.
I ain't prepared. What happened? So yeah, and we got our Friendsgiving. It's gonna be a public style, so we can bring the kids out. We like to throw in a family event so our kids can know each other. It helps if our kids are friends. Say you need a babysitter. Okay, well our kids already play so well together. They already know each other. I got 3 kids. What's one more? Drop them off. So just having that team and resources, so everybody has their skill set and people that they know. So utilizing your members is helpful. I'm trying to build Business Besties be like a sorority.
Man. I'm trying. No, for real, man. Can I be a?
Come
man,
on.
I'm trying to be a business bestie, man.
Come on.
I like what y'all got going on. I ain't gonna lie.
We'll have you.
Cool. So you say you got an event coming up soon with the kids, man. We need to book KL Spin Camp 360, man, up in that joint.
Yeah, come on. We got plenty of space. I feel like might be able to make that happen.
Cool, man. Break bread with your loved one, man.
Gotta support each other.
Most definitely. I'm all about that. I always support, like, you know what I mean? I believe in that because I know what it feels like to have a business and people don't support you. You know what I mean? And I try to lead by example. So I try to break bread, you know what I mean? Even if everybody don't see it, I still try to break bread because I know what it feels like to be grinding and shit ain't adding up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Sure.
So the Business Bestie is a community full of strong women that promote entrepreneurship, but even if you have a 9-to-5, you still could be a part of the community. Yeah. But hopefully you're aiming to start a business, and it will be a good time to start a business because you have support. And not only that, you have the resources, a lot of resources that you might need in the community. And it's like a sisterhood.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely a sisterhood. We do mental health checks. We're doing goal checks. So my job as your business bestie is to be your accountability partner. If you say, you know what, I'm trying to save money, I'm trying to get this and this and this done. If you say, let's go get something to eat, or let's go to the mall, be like, you was just talking about how you wanted to save money, how you wanted to invest, you wanted to do this, you wanted to do that.
Accountability partner.
Like, how about you just come over, we whip something up at the house. Let's just chill. You don't need it. I'm sure you got something in the closet you could pull out. But my job
accountability
as your bestie is to be your accountability partner. And we're all accountability partners for each other. So we're dropping our goals down, holding each other accountable. This is what you say you want. I'm not putting nothing, I'm not making you do nothing you didn't say you didn't want to do. So just holding you accountable. And that's important because a lot of us don't have it at home in our personal lives. We don't have nobody pushing us and holding us accountable for the things that we want. So it gets easy to fall off, because nobody's checking up on you, right? It's so easy to fall off. Ain't nobody even finna notice. Nah, your bestie will. Question.
This is part of the entertainment part of the podcast. So like I said, the premises is when financial literacy meets entertainment.
Yeah.
When financial literacy meets social issues, social issues meet entertainment, and our ultimate goal is to uplift fallen humanity and inspire fallen humanity. I've been watching Instagram. Damn. I just saw a text. So Sorry, y'all. I've been watching Instagram, and I see Nick Cannon have like 11 kids, and a lot of people are trolling. A lot of people are trolling, and a lot of people have different opinions about this man and him and his kids. How do you feel about that man and all them kids?
I mean, I know people who got 12 kids and don't got stable income. So if he's providing for every last one of his children, he can have as many as he wants to. I don't even know why it would be a big deal.
Church. That's how I feel.
That's the norm around here.
Church. That's how I feel.
Hey, and these would be kids raised by one woman, you know. A couple of different baby daddies raising 10, 11 kids with barely any support. So he's supporting every last one of his kids. And not only that, but his goal is to leave a legacy. Like,
right. Oh. Come on, man. That's the fucking ideal. That's what I'm fighting for.
I'm sure a lot of single mothers would have been like, shoot.
Go and put one in.
I'll have one more for you just to make sure I'm taken care of.
Tell the people where they can find you at on social media, any of your...
I am the Boss Builder _ on Instagram. My personal IG is Miss Promise _ bizbestieslv on IG, Business Besties LV for the Facebook group. We do have a masterclass coming up this month. Actually, it's a Business Tax 101. I'm working with Charvon, who is with CAC Financial Services, and she's putting on our masterclass for us this month. I do a masterclass every month for my girls. So this one is the business tax. I'm getting ready to launch our third branch. Our second branch is the Big Besties. It's a motivational Facebook group. And then this third one is the Besties Tax branch. And I am personally training my members to become tax preparers and letting that be our third branch. So I'm excited about that. We got that coming up in December. I'll be dropping a flyer soon. So if you're interested in becoming a tax preparer, tap in, become a bestie. We trying to make sure everybody stay paid.
We're going to have to say that last part again.
The Besties Tax branch?
No.
Our masterclass, the business tax masterclass.
You trying to make sure everybody stay paid.
Oh, yeah. We're trying to make sure everybody stay paid.
Say it again.
Trying to make sure everybody stay paid, especially in the community. Like,
that's what I'm trying to join, man. What I gotta get put
that's
on?
That's what I'm saying. Ain't nothing else like Business Besties around. I'm sorry, it's just not, because the game we give out, the gems we drop in, the opportunities that we're providing for everyone in our community is just...
Man, jump me in, man. I'm ready to get jumped in right now. But look, so we appreciate you for coming through.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You had an open mind, and we respect your opinion. You know, it was very, I hope someone got inspired. I hope that you get some new members, some new sisters, so that you guys can continue to create leverage, because I seen you guys in action. I like what you guys are doing. I was inspired. My daughter was right there. I don't know if she really paid attention, but hopefully she did. And
definitely
keep up the good work.
I'm gonna do my best. I want to make a Junior Besties our fourth branch, because I feel like the youth, getting them in preparation for adulthood and entrepreneurship, man, that's what will really be a full circle moment for me, for real.
So we need for you guys to go support our sponsors, Moxie Ultra Lounge LV. If you guys in the Las Vegas area, please stop by. Tell them that Kevin Lee, a.k.a. Mr. Create Leverage, sent you. Also, Create Leverage Clothing. Always remember Create with a K. You can go to createleverageClothing.com, copy you some gear. Greatly appreciate you, and appreciate our guests for stopping through, putting in that work, creating leverage, because that's what the Create Leverage is all about. We are trying to inspire, and that's what Miss Promise is doing. She's inspiring and she's uplifting fallen humanity. So that's why it was only right for me to bring her on the podcast so that she can give you guys a piece of
my happy dance.
Until next time, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Put on the notification button so when we drop new videos, new content, Miss Promise, all her information will be down in the section, and you guys can follow, reach out, ask questions. She has a tax business as well. We're probably going to bring her back so she can talk about keeping everybody paid, because, man, please keep me paid. Good Lord. You know what I mean? And I'm your host, Kevin Lee, a.k.a. Mr. Kreate Leverage, with my special guest, Promise from Business Besties.
Hey.
And we out until next time.